Hi, this is Grace McKeon on Yamlet Live. Today we'll be talking about vulnerability and more specifically, humanity's inverted perspective on it. Humanity's perception of vulnerability is incorrect. And before I explain why, I'm first going to tell you how my relationship with vulnerability began. I've been going to school with the same kids since I was in pre-K. I'm talking about eating Play-Doh and picking boogers young. For almost 13 years, I've been surrounded by the same faces in elementary, middle, and high school. To say the least, my environment here in rural Easton, Connecticut has become extremely mundane. However, next year I'm making the choice to immerse myself in a new world. Next year, I will be attending University of Delaware in Newark. For the first time ever, I will walk down a hallway and not know a single soul. This journey into a new world presents me with the opportunity of a clean slate. I will have to build relationships from the ground up with both peers and teachers. Although this idea is exciting to me, it is also very daunting. Immersing myself in this new world leaves me feeling extremely vulnerable. Vulnerability being a state of physical or emotional exposure. At University of Delaware, I will be risking failure, whether it is through making friends or creating positive impressions with my teachers. And this idea of possible failure scares me. But with a little help from Brené Brown and some fantastic literature, I've come to the realization that vulnerability is not something to be afraid of. In fact, through my findings, I have found that embracing vulnerability is the key to all forward progress in life. Brené Brown goes even further, saying that vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. It is the source of hope, empathy, accountability, and authenticity. If we want greater clarity in our purpose or deeper and more meaningful spiritual lives, vulnerability is a path. And I full-heartedly agree with this. Think about it this way. If I do not embrace vulnerability when I go to college, I will not be able to progress in any of my relationships. I will live out my life isolated out of fear that I will fail. I will have no friends and no relationships with teachers. My life in terms of connection with others will be completely stagnant until I get the courage to embrace vulnerability. So, to get back to the point that I made at the very beginning, humanity's perception of vulnerability is wrong. Vulnerability does not make you weak, and nor should you fear it. Instead, our society needs to encourage others to embrace exposure in order to create positive forward progress. That's all for today. Thanks.